Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new season of the Purposeful Life Show with your host, Adrian Starks. I'm excited to share some new updates of the show with you, starting with a new look, sound, and energy, as well as a variety of guests coming aboard with intriguing topics of conversation. I hope you enjoy the new level of energy that will be brought to the show. Thank you for all of your support since the very beginning in 2019. Wow, it's been 3 years already? Because of you, the Purposeful Life Show is now in the top 5% of all podcasts globally, and we aim to get it into the top 1%. Continue listening to the show and share it with others. You can also now listen to the show on my Facebook page at Adrian Starks, where you can comment in real time and communicate with me about your aha moments. Thank you again for all of your support, and let's make this one hell of a year and be purposeful about doing that. Wishing you all much love and success. Hi, my name is Adrian Starks, and welcome to the Purposeful Life Show on the Champion Up Podcast. This podcast is for the courageous creators wanting to create a life of meaning, adventure, and fulfillment, all while helping to make the world a better place. I'm happy you're here, and if you're new to our show, make sure to give us that 5-star rating and subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. Also, connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Champion Up. It is always that one idea that could be your breakthrough. It's time to step into your courage and believe the champion in you. Welcome back, everyone, for joining the Purposeful Life Show on the Champion Up Podcast. My name is Adrian Starks, and I'm the host. I'm happy to have you here. And make sure that you go to the App Store and to type in the word Champion Up to get that Champion Up app for some more amazing content. Also, give us that 5-star rating and make sure you subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on weekly powerful episodes that we'll be having. And today is a special day. Today, we're going to talk about gratitude being the new attitude. And I have someone very special on our show, and her name is Muskan Virk, and she's going to share with us her powers of gratitude. Muskan, can you say hello to our audience here for us, please?
Hi guys, my name is Muskan.
Well, hi, Muskan, and we're happy to have you here. And a little bit about Muskan here. Muskan Virk is the author of her book, 365 Days of Gratitude. At just 6 years old, she was curious to find out about a flyer she saw her grandmother had on a table that talked about the term gender equality. She asked her mother, Mira, and insisted that her mother explain to her what it meant. Muskan then was driven to action to change and to be a leader in this cause. From this cause, Muskan was able to develop a book, 365 Days of Gratitude, which we'll be talking about a little bit later today. But I'm so excited to be able to share this moment with you, with Muskan. And Muskan, can we first tell the audience your age and what grade you're in?
Yeah, sure. I'm 12 years old and I'm in 7th grade.
12 years old and in 7th grade. She already has her own book. Imagine that. So if you're wanting to know, when should I be writing this next book, or when can I get my book out there? Now is the time. No more excuses. All right. So Muskan, thank you for joining us today. And can you share with our audience here a little bit about, what you do as far as you talk about gratitude, and what did you do when you, how did you first decide you were going to talk about gratitude in your book? When did that idea come to you?
Yeah, so when I learned about gender inequality, I started looking at all the bad things in the world, so what was bad and what I couldn't do. So my mom helped me look at the good things, and I started to write them down. And then my perspective really changed, and that's when I started to learn about the importance of gratitude and what it can do to help you in your life.
I love that. The importance of gratitude and what it can do to help you in your life. Absolutely amazing. And what actually is gratitude? I mean, and why do you feel it's so important for us?
Yeah, gratitude is being thankful for what you have in the moment. So being thankful for the things that you have right now, instead of saying that I'll be thankful once I get the new iPhone or a new car. So once you're grateful now, then that's what gratitude is. It's being grateful in the moment, no matter what the circumstance.
Grateful in the moment, no matter what the circumstance. And you mentioned, too, about not waiting for the next iPhone, waiting for the next car. And by the way, with your generation, you guys are big on technology. What model of iPhone are we at right now? Speaking of iPhones,
I think XS.
and I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
I think I still have like iPhone 7 or 8 or something like that. Muskan, I remember when the first iPhone came out, and I don't even think you were born
No,
during that
I
time.
was not.
Oh my goodness. It was like this really it was like a brick. It was so big and we were like, "Oh my god, we can see things on the phone. We can actually watch movies." It was so amazing to us. But we'll get back to the matter. I'm going off on a tangent here about this iPhone thing, but being grateful for being in the now and what we have. You know, I had a chance to look over some information about your book and even inspired me to incorporate this 365 days of gratitude in my life. You know, we talked about the idea and how it came to you, but I also want to talk about, why is this so important for us to know? I mean, I understand that people should be grateful, but why would it have an impact on our lives?
So gratitude, once you're grateful in the moment, it has lots of benefits, such as happiness, seeing things in a different perspective, and being able to see the good in everything, like you'd see seeing light on a cloudy day. So being able to see the good in everything wherever you are.
See the good in everything wherever you are, and that's, I think, one of the steps that I was going to ask you about. So I was going to ask you, what are a couple of steps that we can share with our audience today, so we can start having and bringing some more gratitude into their lives daily? And so you're saying that one of those steps would be being in the now, right?
Yeah, so being in the now is one of those steps, but also once you want something, really asking yourself, why do I want it? So something like a champion hoodie, that's something that I wanted, like I think maybe last week. Then
Hmm.
I thought, why do I want that hoodie? And then I thought it was because a lot of kids in my school have that hoodie. So, but is that a good enough reason? Just because everyone else has it that I want it? So then I thought, oh, maybe I don't want it. Maybe I just thought I needed it, but I didn't. So I
Hmm.
think stepping back when you really, really want something, and
Hmm.
that's when it's hardest to be grateful for the things that are around you because you really, really, really want something. But so
Right.
like I really want a phone, but then I step back and think, well, what are some of the reasons that my parents haven't gotten me a phone till now? It's probably because my parents drop me off and pick me up from school and I don't go anywhere by myself. So like that's the reason maybe that I don't need a phone. So that's why I think when you really, really want something, being able to step back and look at it from an outside perspective and why you really, really wanted that thing, and then being grateful. And that's when it's hardest, but it's when you need gratitude the most, to be grateful for the things around you so you don't feel like you need something like that.
To be grateful for the things around you so you don't feel like you need anything outside of yourself. And that's so important. And by the way, you have some spectacular parents.
I
You know,
do, yeah.
they're absolutely wonderful in how they've been, raising you. And it just shows through this conversation of the intelligence and the amount of wisdom that you have. So I want to thank, your parents for doing that for you and also keeping you away from this technology that seems to get us all very distracted. For me, when I can't find my phone, I just want to rip the place to pieces because I'm like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my
Yeah.
phone? And I can't really think straight. But what you're telling us is that, and what you're sharing today is that, look, you need to be in the now and not be so distracted. And I love that you're able to have a sense of that at this age in your life. And for the people that are listening right now, maybe you've got distracted with something else. Let me remind you, the age of Muskan, she's 12 years old and she's in the seventh grade, but yet this person on this line with us today is teaching so much. And I want you to be very mindful of the fact that wisdom is not about age necessarily. So don't be turned off by this conversation. Wisdom is about experience and what you're willing to apply into your life to help yourself and help other people. And Muskan is actually doing that. And Muskan, speaking of helping other people, being in school, I know it's very hard for children these days to fit in because that seems to be the paradigm, to fit in, to try to have everyone like you and not to be different and just to, remain in groups, so to speak. Kind of like how society is really.
Yeah.
But in school, when you are this person that you are, this powerful individual, this courageous creator, you are working levels of gratitude into your life on a daily basis, and you see people around you, some of your friends and peers maybe, do you ever like want to help them or give them, some advice about gratitude, or do you just wait for them to come and ask you because they know you have a book?
Yeah, well, I do try to help some people, but the thing is that I can't force this on them. So once they're ready to hear the message of gratitude and its importance, then they'll listen, and then they'll come and ask when they're ready to hear it. But I feel that you can't really force something on someone like that,
Hmm.
so you just have to wait till they're ready.
You can't force anything onto anyone. You have to wait until they're ready. I had a discussion with someone about this, about the difference between encouragement and suggestion. And a lot of times when we suggest things, it's seen as you're forcing something versus encouraging someone. It means they have come to you and asked you for help. And I love that you are already recognizing that because it takes years for people to get that down. And so, you know, when I was your age in school, I didn't have a book. I didn't really know what gratitude was. I thought gratitude was just saying, "Oh yeah, thank you." I really didn't embrace the fact of it is a meaning and an embodiment of being in the present moment. So, just to recap here for our audience today, Muskan, you were saying that to work gratitude into your life, one of the first steps is being in the now, right? Being in the
Yeah.
now. And then another step is being grateful for what you already have, the things around you.
Yes.
I love that. And so, what has gratitude allowed you to experience more of in your life? I mean, has it brought you some benefits? Have you noticed your life changing since you've been working gratitude daily into it?
Yeah, well, I feel that I've been a lot more happy, and I was happy before, but I feel like I'm even more happy, and just like little things can make me happy. I
Mm-hmm.
also feel that enjoy and make more memories with family because I am thankful for what they do for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like the more time I spend with them, the more memories that we make, and I feel that's another thing that I've gotten out of being grateful for them and what they do for me.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is being able to see more opportunities, so things that I wouldn't have seen before, like maybe a new friendship or like something that I could do better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like one of the other things that I've gotten out of being working gratitude into my life.
I so hope when I have children someday they can be like you, Muskan. Oh my goodness. I only wish that. Okay, so being grateful for your family and being here on this planet is all signs of gratitude. And you've learned how it's brought this accomplishment of things into your life. What would you like other people your age? And I'm going to keep saying this because I really feel like the younger generation right now, I mean the older generation, we have our concerns. We always have. But I really feel like you and your generation, you are the champions of the future. And speaking of champion hoodie, I want to go back to the word champion. The champion word is something that I really want you to embrace because you are a champion. You are a courageous creator. That's why I wanted you on this show because what a champion is basically is an individual. It doesn't matter your background, your gender, your age, your culture, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're a human being. You're here on this planet, and you have something that you're wanting to do and to serve people with on a positive level. That makes you a champion. And I really consider you a champion, Muskan, in what you are doing across this world, even with your book tours and speaking with people. You know, I really feel like we are losing that sense of understanding of what it takes to be a creative person in this world. And I consider you to be someone very unique. But what would you like the people of your age to know about themselves?
I want people to, at my age, to know that they are perfect the way they are, even if society or social media doesn't tell you that.
Mm,
Because, like,
yes.
social media has been designed to show you only the best parts of people's lives. So you think that that's what their life is all about. So you need to realize that that's just the best 10 seconds or 3 minutes of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But but you are perfect the way you are, and trying to fit in is way harder than just expressing your true self. So just being able to be who you are no matter what, and everything will fall into place.
Oh, wow. Trying to fit in is much harder than being your true self. And that's so important. So do you find in your group of individuals or peers that people are trying to fit in too much and that they are kind of losing themselves in pursuit of trying to fit in?
Yeah. Like, I also try to fit in all the time. Like, I really want a phone, and everyone else in mostly all my peers have a phone, but there's only a few people who don't. And when I told my mom that, she was like, "Oh my God, we should celebrate. We should call him over and we should celebrate." But like in that moment, I was like, that's not something to celebrate because we're the ones that don't fit in. But then I realized that maybe the reason that we don't have a phone is because we don't need one, and
Mm-hmm.
also that we need to learn how to express ourselves before we can to express yourself like in real life before we can do it on social media or something.
Learn to express ourselves in real life before we do it on social media. That was probably the most powerful phrases I have heard in quite some time. And I've heard a lot of powerful phrases. And that is coming from Muskan. So if you're listening to this, and I'm sure you are if you're hearing us speak right now, and you are a parent, I would love, actually, I more than love, I want you to play this episode over and over for your child. Because Muskan is the leader of her generation, and she's helping other young peers be leaders in this generation as well too. And she just said that it's so important to express yourself first before you start doing that on social media. And we know how social media has taken over everyone's life. You know, the selfies, the pictures, and I love what you said, Muskan. You said that, it's only like 5 seconds of like happiness, right? And that's
Yeah.
true. You're seeing that person like, oh, I wish I had their life. No, follow them around for a whole day. You probably won't wish you had
Yeah.
their life. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that to light. Are there any new projects that you're currently working on?
So I have a few book ideas, but my next book will be a children's picture book about kindness.
Oh, a children's picture book about kindness. Ah, that's a really interesting perspective on kindness. And is there anything else that you're working on currently right now?
Not at the moment, no.
Oh, okay. But you're still busy. I mean, this, like, once again, I'm going to say Muskan's age. Muskan is 12 years old. She's in the seventh grade, and she's creating some major impact here in the world. And the reason why she's on this show is because she's what I consider a courageous creator. And she has an idea about gratitude, about kindness, about really impacting the world. And she really wants to work on elements of helping people see that they don't need to fit in and how many of us are trying to fit in. So this is absolutely wonderful. Muskan, was there ever a time when you were, in the midst of doing this, like creating your book from your journal and going on, this journey of gratitude? Was there ever a time you maybe felt some doubt? Maybe like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, like some people feel?
Well, one of them, like the book, I was never doubtful about it selling because I didn't really know what that meant. Because when I was 8, when the book came out, I didn't really know that side of the book and how it got sold. But I did have doubts when I first shared about the book and my message like in my peer group. I felt that they didn't really understand what was behind just those few words on a page.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that they didn't really get the message, but then once, like I talked about it with my mom and family, I realized, and I know this now, is that maybe they weren't ready at that moment to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they weren't ready, but they will some way, somewhere down the road. So, and now I have no doubts because I know that people that might my book and my message need to impact, it will impact them. But other people that it doesn't need to, it won't. And one day they might be those people who it needs to impact, but maybe it wasn't their turn or their time yet.
See, this is the key trait here, everyone, of a successful individual who has got down the secret of success, of understanding that your mission is to stay on your path and to not be concerned with who doesn't want to hear it or who won't get it at the time, but only be concerned with delivering the message, delivering the service, and knowing that eventually those who are meant to hear it, those who are meant to understand it, they will come too. And Muskan, that is so valuable to have, and I can see why that you have been so impactful and why people are really just, they're all over this book that you have, because I really enjoy the fact that you said 365 days of gratitude, because we always hear the word gratitude, but I like to say gratitude is the new attitude, but we do it sparingly. We don't really have ourselves be conscious of it on a daily basis. And what you are helping us to realize is that gratitude is an activity that we should incorporate into our life, just like eating, right? It should be done daily. Like sleeping, it should be done daily. And we should be present, aware, and grateful for the things and people around us. And so I want to really commend you on the courage that you have had in order to do that. And that's why you're such an amazing person. Muskan, you're welcome. I have a courageous creator question for you, and I call them courageous creator questions because I really feel like it's a big question that only the people that I have on the show can answer, because you guys are so wise and you think fast on your feet, because you have to in order to create things here in the world. But this is a good question, and you don't have to answer right away, but just kind of think about it just for a few seconds. Not too long, but just for a few seconds. What does your generation need to be more aware of in regards to life? Like, what do they need to know about life?
I think what people in my generation need to know is that life is not going to stop moving at the rapid speed it moves at every day. Mm-hmm. But being able to stop and look around you and being able to be grateful when you truly need it most mm-hmm. is the most important thing that you can do. Just being able to stay and step back and look from an outside perspective at everyone going out at the speed of light. Like being able to see everything and then being able to work on yourself and being able to be grateful for everyone around you at that very moment and for everyone who does things for you and the things that you have. I think being able to be grateful when you need it the most is the most important thing that people should know.
And that is a great important thing for people to know. You need to be grateful for the things you have, be grateful for the people in your life, because we live as if we have, I think a great philosopher said this, 1,000 years to live, and we don't. And it's so important for us to really understand that you have to be grateful for every single moment of your life. And that's hard to do for a lot of people, Muskan, because they're living in a world, that everyone's moving fast.
Yeah, and it is hard for me too to be able to be grateful all the time. I like sometimes when I want something or someone said something mean, I'll be like, whoa. Like but then I have to realize that like maybe it came from somewhere else and that I have to be grateful for everything that I have. And if I want something that I don't need or don't get like quickly, I should be able to be thankful for the things that I already have that maybe some people don't, and for the people around me that support me every day.
And that is it. And that's why Muskan is a courageous creator. Muskan, how can people reach out to you and find out more about you?
Yeah, so my website is muskanvirk.com, and my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram are Muskan Virk Official.
And it is officially said that this is the way to live life. Gratitude is the new attitude. So for my people listening today, remember what Muskan mentioned earlier. Being aware, being in the moment, being in the now, as Muskan would say, and paying attention to the things that you already have. And for the young people listening, follow Muskan on her social media pages. You guys are already on social media pages. Just follow something constructive and positive. So follow Muskan. Learn more about the gratitude and work that into your life, and to stop trying to fit in, but to be your unique self, as Muskan has mentioned. Until then, everyone, I encourage you to be the courageous creator in your life. This is the Purposeful Life Show and the Champion Up Podcast with myself, Adrian Starks, and thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed our podcast today, don't forget to give us that 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on the powerful life-changing content on future episodes. Also, make sure to go to championup.net for even more life-changing content. Until then, I encourage you to be the courageous creator in your life.